Welcome back to the Sorghum Harvest Update series, powered by the Kansas Grain Sorghum Commission. I'm your host, Maddy Meier, and joining me today to discuss his harvest is Commissioner Kevin Harris from Abilene, who also serves as the treasurer on the Kansas Grain Sorghum Commission. Kevin, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic, Maddy. Thanks for calling. Yeah.
Great to hear. And Kevin, just to start off, your operation and my family's operation are similar in terms of region and landscape in the state, with your farm being in Dickinson County and my family just being an hour south of you in Marion County. And we're not quite in the wet part of the state, but we're not quite in sorghum country either. And just curious, why do you raise sorghum?
Sorghum's always been a part of our farming program. I grew up raising it with my dad, and it's just been a something that we've continued to do. I know there's a lot more corn being planted in our area, and some have gone away from sorghum, but we've had really good success with it. We feel like the economics of it work better. It just works really well on our rotation.
And so, as you're thinking back over the growing season, it's been maybe compared to some other years unusually wet. We've had a lot of welcome rains, especially on days like today that we're recording here. It's at least where I'm at. It's pretty dreary out, but most certainly welcome. And just curious, what moments over the growing season stood out as real wins, if you will, and what hurdles tested the crop the most?
We started out dry. We're still behind for the year here anyway, but we got some good timely rains in the summer. We got some rains in August, which is always a good sign. July also gave us some, the end of June. We just got some rains at the right times with the program. Really, most of the growing season was pretty productive. We've got good stands. We've got Milo really did really well as far as just getting those rains when it needed. And of course, sorghum doesn't need all the excessive moisture. Is a more moisture less thriving crop, and so it really hung on and did well. A few rains earlier probably would have helped us a little bit, but I'm tickled with the yield we have, especially after the last 2 or 3 years.
As harvest rolls, what is your read on how the crop is shaping up in terms of that yield?
Yeah, we just got wrapped up. Let's see, I guess it was Tuesday we wrapped up with it. We're pretty excited. Our range, we had a field only make 85, but from there we had some fields that made 120 and 125. So really decent crop, beautiful crop to cut this year. Just stood extremely well. We could just zip through it pretty easily.
I know you said that this was, pretty substantial compared to other years, but compared to your usual benchmark, how do you expect this year's sorghum to measure up to over a 3 to 5 year window compared to other years?
I think it's right up there toward the top. We might have had a year in 2019 that was a little more consistently better, but we had a lot more rainfall in 19 also. And coming out of several years of drought, we really didn't have that much reserve in it. But this one ranks up to, as far as yield wise, probably in the top two of the last 5 to 7 years.
And just real quickly before we close out here, you're currently in the process of running for your district seat on the commission, and you've served on the commission for a number of years now, which your Kansas program staff definitely thanks you for your leadership. And I'm just curious, how has that experience shaped you both as a leader and as a producer?
Well, I've always felt it's important. Of course, my ag education, I taught high school agriculture and leadership for years, and I just feel like it's important for producers. We have to step forward and be in leadership positions in our grain associations, livestock associations, those type of things. We need to have our voice out there. And the Sorghum Commission has been good for me to understanding more of the industry, the trade side of it, meeting with trade groups coming in, and really being able to tell the story of sorghum. And the commission and the producers are working to improve market disease issues and all those types of things that we battle with sorghum, that we're working hard, do the research and the things that we need to do to make it better for each and every producer in the state.
That's going to conclude today's sorghum harvest update. Thank you, Kevin, for taking the time to chat with me today in such a busy time. And I'm glad to hear that you've had a pretty successful year with your harvest. And once again, from the Kansas Grain Sorghum Commission, I'm Maddy Meier, and this has been a Kansas Sorghum Harvest Update.